Well, hey, it's me, Debbie Hilly, and if you have found this page, Saving Fido, then you know that it's about stuff you can do at home to maintain your dog's coat in between grooming appointments, especially now with the pandemic for the COVID-19 going around and a lot of places are closed indefinitely. But there are times when you should never attempt to do this on your own, and I'm going to show you why. This is Honey. And Honey comes in like this every visit. This is not something new. This is not because of COVID-19. This is just because Honey's mom doesn't know how to comb and brush very well, and she ends up bathing her, allowing her to air dry, which causes the hair to clump up. And when you do that, it then becomes tighter and tighter, kind of like a sweater that you've put in the washing machine and then thrown in the dryer, and it just keeps getting tighter and tighter every time you wash it until you can't wear it anymore. It's the same thing happens with hair. When this dog got bathed and not brushed out or dried, it was able to clump together. And as you can see, I can't get a comb, even the sharp point on this, to go underneath it. So I'm gonna have to take a blade and very carefully, well, I can right there, but you can see it is stuck, and it is stuck but good. The rest of this is going to come off in big chunks down at her skin. And the problem with you shaving them down at home is that you can cut your dog very easily if they're like this. She's also not very cooperative. So if you have a dog that's not a statue and you're not wickedly comfortable with clippers, then you should never attempt this in the first place. But if they are this bad, you do not want to attempt them yourself at home. You want to wait. I know it's hard. I know you want to get the hair off, but the veterinary bill and the trauma to your dog for you hurting them is not worth it. It's just not worth it. Now, what happens is really simple. When we go to shave down the dogs that are in this condition, we're using a very short blade. And I would venture a guess this is what I'm going to need to use. And because it is so short, the cutting edge is literally right there. And when you get behind that hair and it pulls the skin up into the blade. That's why your dog can get nicked at the groomer if it's matted, and then you're blaming the groomer, but it's really the mats that were the problem. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Turn that way, Honey. She's also very fidgety, and fidgety does not make for somebody learning on well. That blade's not going to work real well. When you are doing this, because she is going to have to go so short, let me see if I can find a better blade. That happens sometimes. You think the blade's working and then you go to use it and oops, it doesn't work. But I know that because I'm a professional, and you might not be able to tell that by using one of those little clippers at Walmart sells. Okay, Honey, stop. You'll also notice she's really fidgety. That increases the ability or the possibility that you will nick one. Now, you'll notice she's pink underneath. There's a reason why we don't want you trying to do this. See how she's pulling? And she's trying to get away from me? Well, that's another good way to cut one. Because if they start to... Battery died. Of course it did. Lovely morning of fun with the video work. Anyway, when they start to pull like that and tug, you can easily, just trying to hold on to them, pull them into the blade and cut them as well. I have seen some seriously badly injured dogs from owners cutting them with scissors to the point that they needed 18 stitches in one case, and I'm not kidding. I've seen dogs like this cut along, especially along these little areas right here and here, where there's little flaps of skin that you may not know are there, but groomers do because we handle the dogs all the time. And even coming down the back leg, if she were to do what she just did there, when I just moved her and yanked that leg up, you can cut them right here. There's a hamstring here. If you cut too deep, you'll sever the hamstring. And then you have a dog who's permanently injured. So, while it may be tempting, if your dog looks like this, to go to Walmart, Tractor Supply, or Amazon and buy a pair of clippers, don't do it. Put the clippers down. Just wait your turn at the dog groomer when they reopen. I would call in case your groomer is keeping a list, and go ahead and get on the list, because that's what I'm doing right now. I have a list, and we call people when we know that we're going to be allowed to be open. We call people and we say, you're on the list, you're next when you want to bring your dog. Some groomers are doing a list. Some groomers aren't even answering the phone. So it's a crapshoot. You'll have to see if your groomer is or not. But you can see how bad this dog's hair is stuck to the skin. And right through there becomes the hardest area, right there. These little flops of skin, like I was talking about, get caught in there really easily. And you definitely don't want to be cutting at this with scissors. If you cut at this with scissors, the first instinct is to pull the mat up and then cut. And what happens when you, I think you can see it here. I'll move the camera closer just so you get a better view. When you pull the mat out and try to cut it, you see how the skin pulls up too? The skin goes from laying flat to pulling up with it. And if you cut that, you're going to cut the skin right here. And then you're going to need stitches. Mats behind ears, same thing. Never cut them out with scissors. Don't ever pull them up and cut them out because you do the same thing. The skin pulls forward and into the blade or the clipper. So, like I said, put down the clippers, wait for your groomer. But if your dog is not in this kind of condition, try to prevent them from getting this bad by watching the other videos on this forum. You might learn something that'll help you out in the long run, pandemic or no pandemic. It always helps to have a little knowledge when it comes to taking care of your best friend. I'm going to give your mom the website address. Tell her to go watch it. When we get it finished, she'd maybe learn something. Honey, you okay? Don't let your dog get like Honey. Take better care of them. I mean, this is kind of absurd. Kind of absurd. Be safe. Wear your mask. Use your hand sanitizer. And put the clippers down.